I cannot tell you how bad my breakfast burrito craving has been lately, but I have no homemade tortillas, so we need to make some of those. And I'm actually going to share with you guys again my sourdough tortilla recipe. Normally I use this recipe to make sourdough like soft taco shells to make tacos or like little wraps, but I'm going to make them larger today because I want to make a hefty burrito. The bonus is that this is so easy and I'll have fresh tortillas in no time and a fresh burrito to eat. We're just going to start off with 50 grams of water. And then this is sourdough discard. It doesn't have to be active starter. I'm gonna take 75 grams of this. My sourdough starter has been giving me so many problems, so all I have ever is discard. I don't have any ripe starter. I'm a couple grams short, but I don't really think it matters. I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm just gonna use my spatula and bring these ingredients together. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the flour. You can use regular all-purpose, and I'm gonna add in a cup. That was such an aggressive pour. And then like a half teaspoon or a teaspoon of salt. I always eyeball this. It's as simple as that. I'm gonna give all this a good mix. Bring it into like a shaggy dough. There's a certain point where you're just gonna wanna use your hands and just finish bringing together all the dry bits to make sure that everything is nice and hydrated. You should be left with something like this. For the most part, it doesn't stick and it's quite smooth. A little bit tacky. There's like no gluten development. So we're just gonna leave it in this bowl and cover it and rest for about a half hour. We'll build some structure and then we'll roll out our tortillas. Okay, our dough has relaxed. It's gonna be softer, easier to roll out. I lightly flour my surface because stuff tends to stick. Once you have your 3 portioned out dough balls, you can just go ahead and grab all the edges and take them into the center. And pinch the seam and give it a good roll. And that's it. Roll these out, I just like to dust them heavily with flour and then I kind of pat them out into like a little disc to start the shape of the circle. They're usually imperfect. And take your rolling pin, just go back and forth both ways and then constantly flip the tortilla so it doesn't stick. You want to make these paper thin that when you pick them up, you can basically see light through them. This is pretty close. You can just place it onto a piece of parchment paper, roll it out even further if you feel like it. That's perfect. Totally not realizing I literally don't have any pans big enough to cook these tortillas. I'm resorting to a saucepan because they're huge. This is perfect because they're huge. I'm gonna heat this up to like medium heat. It heats up really fast and it gets really hot. We're gonna cook them really quickly, 30 seconds each side, and that's it. One down. I almost forgot they need to go into a clean tea towel so they stay soft. I feel like when they puff up like that, you know you've done a good job.